His kindness is everlasting, and his faithfulness is for all generations. Let us also give some tzedakah, which is an integral part of our DNA. So join me in giving tzedakah and Dvar Torah. A little thought. We're getting close to Rosh Hashanah, and we know we repeat this different times in the prayers. Tshuva, Tefillah, and tzedakah. Teshuvah, repenting, tefillah, prayer, and tzedakah, and giving charity is ma'avir es roya gzera, has the power to overturn all bad decrees. Now, we've been busy with tshuva and tefillah and tzedakah the entire month of Elul, but I think it's necessary to take a deeper look at meaning. What does really represent? Is it actually meaning Teshuvah repenting, tefillah prayer, and tzedakah charity? Or is this the real meaning lost in its translation? And I would say not only is it lost in its translation, the translation is completely wrong. Brings out a totally different concept. Teshuvah, as we just said, we usually translate as repenting. Now, what means repenting? Repenting means regretting for sins or omissions of good deeds, and the result is start afresh. English slang, to turn over a new leaf or to become a new man. You know, really, it's just the opposite of what it is. Teshuvah doesn't mean to become a new man. Teshuvah doesn't mean to turn a new leaf. Teshuvah means returning. Returning to our own self. Returning to what we really are. What are we? We're good, but we strayed a little bit. So we're returning to our inherent goodness, to the essence of our being. That's what return is. Returning to the essential, real self of who we are. Same thing is also true with tefillah. Tefillah we translate as prayer. Prayer is the idea of supplication, petition, entreating God to grant us our requests. So if that's the case, if I don't need anything, if I'm lacking nothing, I have no need to pray. So we always need something, but assuming, you know what, friends? That's not what it means. Tefillah means union, creating a union with God. Prayer means that God is fulfilling our request of our need. Tefillah means just the opposite. It stresses man's striving to achieve union with God. And that's relevant to all of us. We all possess that soul. Soul which is an integral part of God. But unfortunately it's oppressed. It's covered. It's concealed by the, let's just call it the joie de vivre. And the poor soul doesn't get an opportunity to express itself. The poor soul doesn't get an opportunity to connect with its origin, with its source. So tefillah is all about exactly that. Allowing the soul to unify, to become one with God. Tefillah is also like the ladder, the famous ladder that Jacob saw in his dream, the angels going up. That's what it is. It's a moment of ascension, of getting closer to God. And therefore the whole prayer is broken up like this, going from level to level. We start with the blessings in the morning, and we go through the physical world, we go through the angelic world, and then we come to the Shema, and then, which is commitment, and then we come to the Amidah, where we stand straight in union completely with God. Finally, tzedakah, charity. Charity means what? Alms, gratuitous benefactors to the poor. So in other words, what does it mean? I'm giving away something which is mine out of the kindness of my heart, out of the goodness of my heart. I give it to someone else. When we look at the word tzedakah, it comes from the word tzedek. justice. Now, justice means an obligation. It's not out of the goodness of my heart. It's because I'm obligated to do that. And indeed, we're obligated to help the other one. Why? Because God said so. So it's not an extremely generous act of the kindness and the softness of my heart. It's an obligation. And if we realize it's an obligation, we look at it completely differently. So this is what Teshuvah, Tefillah, Tzedakah, Teshuvah, returning home. Tefillah, connecting, unifying with God, Tzedakah, understanding justice, because it's all coming from God to help the other. And that's what we expect from God too, that completely unification with Mashiach.